And a pleasant good evening. Chef, move a little bit closer here. We'll get you set up, ready to go. And welcome to the Broken Spoke Tap House for the Mesilla Valley News Sports Podcast. I'm Ernesto Garcia. Glad to have you along. We got a great show coming in, and we got a lot of sports to talk about, and, of course, a lot of great things here at the Amador. And Chef brought something for us. And, of course, we're going to have a lot of menus featured as we get to the spring area. We're counting down. A reminder, a programming note, next week we are off. Both me and Max are out, so we will eventually get back to being here again the next week after that at our new time, back again at 6 o'clock as we go back as we get ready for our springtime part there. So first things first, I want to do a couple of live look-ins here, and I want to get this set up here. So let me make sure I get it set up here. And I think it's all set up there. All right, here we go. We're taking a live look at what's going on over at the Nest tonight. This is over at the Centennial High School. You'll see the feed come up in just a second. We have exciting girls high school basketball tonight in that area. Right now, you've got the freshman game going on between Las Cruces High and Centennial. This place will be packed tonight. It'll also be packed at the Bulldogs gym. That's where we believe Jeff Matthews might be doing a game. If not, he'll be out at Cruces. He'll be out at Oregon Mountain High at the Castle. So here's how it breaks down with local prep high school basketballs. Right now, you're looking at a live look-in over what's going on at the Nest at Centennial High School. You got Cruces High taking on Centennial. On Cooled, he's 104.5 FM AM 570. We got Mayfield at Oregon Mountain. That's where Jeff will be. It's senior night at the Dog Pound. The undefeated Knights try to stay undefeated as undefeated Bulldogs try to stay undefeated as they take on the Centennial Hawks, who look to try to play spoiler on senior night. We'll see how that plays. We'll get you score updates all tomorrow and get that taken care of. We're here at the Amador Live Broken Spoke Tap House. That's where we're at. Chef Mark is joining us. It's always good to see you, my friend. How was Valentine's evening? Did a lot of couples? Awesome. Did you save a lot of couples' relationships with your food?
I do believe so.
How many do you think you saved? Just right there, going like, "Oh, I'll take care of the dinner."
I'd say about 85%.
85%. So a lot of people were happy then,
right?
It's been
a stressful year.
No, trust me, stressful apart. But the Valentine's Day dinner, you had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday, that menu. And then, of course, that really helped out last night, didn't it?
Well, actually, Monday we weren't open. So it's just Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Thursday was good. Friday, not so good with Valentine's, but Saturday was a kicker.
Oh, I figured.
It was really cool to see everyone out there, you know, all the sweethearts and all. It was pretty cool to watch.
I tell you what, Max did a great job, and we got a lot of other great things coming in. Downtown area, we got the midget wrestling coming on St. Patty's Day. We're looking for it. They're going to take on Chef Mark. In fact, if Chef Mark loses the battle, I believe they get to go in the kitchen and make whatever they want, right?
Absolutely.
It's like a battle royale for the kitchen. Well, I'm not going to waste any time. I want to show off this delicious delicacy that is here. What are we looking at, Chef Mark?
You're looking at a California burrito. It's part of our new menu. It is carne asada marinated in the red chili sauce, guacamole, pico de gallo, and shredded cheese, and French fries.
Nice.
All rolled up into this.
There's French fries
bundle.
in that burrito.
Yes.
I'm sure there's more than just French fries. It seems like a loaded truck in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's carne asada marinated in red chili. And the pico in there, guacamole and sour cream, along with those wonderful French fries.
Notice how you put the green and red there too. I like
Well,
that.
it's normally served Christmas, but it's served however you wish. If you want smothered red, that's great. If you want green, that's great as well. It also comes with the side of calabacitas, Spanish rice, or cilantro. Cilantro rice.
I tell you what, new menu, a lot of great things. What else is new on the menu that people got to be looking
We
forward
also have another burrito called the Max.
The Max, okay.
It is shredded pork, short rib, and it's all rolled into a goodness, wonderful bundle like that. And it's nacho cheese on it and layered on French fries. And you also get your choice of sides too: the calabacitas, cilantro rice, or Spanish rice.
Wow. Look at all this. I can tell you, I love the Spanish rice. If it's good as my mom's, which I know Chef Mark can make it, I'm going to eat a lot of it. The calabacitas looks great too. All right, so this is on the menu. Lunchtime is now open here. More hours are open as well. It's great to see the 575 open up too as well.
Oh, yeah.
How was that, by the way?
That was pretty cool. It's an entity on itself. It's all the way out there. You don't hear anything until you're in there. You get the vibe. It's really cool.
I can't wait to see when Max comes back because he says he's going to give me a tour of it. So I'm looking forward to checking that out.
Oh, you'll enjoy it. He's done a great job with it.
Tell you what, once the season's over, that's where I'm relaxing, is over at 575. A lot of great places. We have another chef that's also doing crazy things too. That's Chef Enrique. Am I correct on that?
Yes, he is.
And what crazy things is he doing back there that I need to be aware of?
Back handsprings. Yeah, his flavor profiles are great, just as good. I trust him explicitly. He'll say, I want to do this. Knock your socks off.
All right. He's going to come and speak one time. So I'm waiting to see what he does and brings out here because I don't think he's going to top that. Who's going to top that, Chef? I mean, who can do this in less than 5 minutes is what I saw you put this together in. So,
well, chefs are magicians.
Chefs are magicians. I agree.
You have to be nowadays. Since I've been doing it, you have to pull that rabbit out of the hat. That's half the fun of it.
All right. Well, our guest coming in is going to get the first bite of this, and he gets to try it all there, and let's see how he does. I think he's already looking forward to it. So
it looks like he's salivating right over there.
Yeah, no, I don't blame him, of course. And he just came from the Middle East area in Dubai, so he tried a lot of great cuisines out there too. So I'd like to hear what he got to taste out.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to hear too.
Yeah, no, he'll let you know about that. So we are open. New lunch hours are available, and of course we have got. St. Patty's Day. Get your tickets now for the midget wrestling and so much more. Amador Days. I can't stress this enough. If you wait to the last second for Amador Days, the price goes up too much. Inflation's already been enough of a hassle. Solve that problem now. Call the Amador Live and make sure to get your tickets, or go to the Facebook fan page. Find the link. Amador Live also online. Google it, and you'll get set up.
Yes.
Looking forward to that. And I know you're going to put up some special menus for that one too.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Chef Mark, there's a lot of guys who need to say this. Thank you for saving my relationship on Valentine's. Thank you, Chef Mark, for making the great weekend on Saturday, and therefore I can enjoy the game on Sunday. It was all you, man. That's all you.
Thank
all right.
you.
Chef Mark joining us here from the Broken Spoke Taphouse. We'll talk with you in 2 weeks, or Chef Enrique, one of the two, right?
Absolutely. Or both of us at the same time.
Both of us. There you go. You know what? That's going to be the dueling chefs. I can't wait to see that. Chef Mark joining us here at the Broken Spoke Tap House. Of course, you're getting all the sports headlines down below. Take one more live look in if we can. And there it is. Going to set up as we welcome Troy next to come on in. Right now, I believe the score is 34-23. They're in the fourth period of the freshman game right now over at the Nest. That's a live look in at the Nest of what is going on. And Troy, you go ahead and get yourself set up there, and you can have that. That one is for you and your lovely wife to enjoy, so you guys can test that. No, I'm serious. That's for you guys there. And so we'll get you set up there. All right, we're going to welcome Troy, our next guest, here in a second as we come back here on camera. And there we go.
I took a shower and everything, so I knew it'd be close.
I can't believe you took a shower. All right.
Nobody can.
I didn't think guys like you had time for showers for as far as much as work have you been and what's going on. All right. So as you can tell, we're on the metaverse. You're used to this. So let's just remind Troy. Don't do that, Troy. Troy Stegner joining us here. Zia Comics is where you're at. Now, this is a little different than the one podcast that you have on Thursdays with our very own Joey from Hot 103.
Yes.
Where that's that we're not going to talk too much of pop culture, although it does relate to what we're focusing on. We do relate this to the sports part, so I wanted to bring him on, and I wanted to bring him on because we have El Paso Comic Con joining on the way. Now, I know I'm putting El Paso Comic Con, but yes, you are the owner of Zia Comics too, right?
Yes.
And you got it right down here in downtown. So a nice little walk to come down, right?
Yeah, it's just a couple blocks down, right in the middle of Main Street, right across from the plaza, 125 North Main Street.
There you go. Now, my kids love it. They love going there. My son loves going there as well. And, of course, they all like getting their ice creams. My son recently did a couple of videos and I had to go get some ice cream there as well. It's always one thing that people forget. You have ice cream that's in there.
Yeah, we do. We carry Bluebell hand dip ice cream there. You can get it in a cone or a cup. We don't do any of the toppings. That's just way too much.
A little too much. But
yeah.
But when it comes down to it, all the latest games, all the latest comic books, they're all there.
They better be.
Yeah,
if you're not. That means we missed a shipment.
No, you had the fun place. It's a very fun place. But you've also expanded outside of Las Cruces. Am I correct on that?
We are working on that, yes. We bought a building in Alamogordo. We're pulling permits.
Sorry about that. We'll get that fixed.
Permits to get the roof fixed. And that's really the big domino that has to fall. Once it falls, the rest of the stuff is going to be real quick and easy. So we're targeting Free Comic Book Day, which is going to be the first Saturday in May to open up.
There you go. Fingers crossed that goes well and everything goes good. As you can tell, sometimes things just don't go to plan. But yeah, you're hoping this goes to plan.
Yeah, whenever you deal with city governments, there's always a few hurdles you got to jump. So.
Well, the main reason I brought you here today, and I'm going to go ahead and switch it here in a second and take it away from that live look in, and then now switch us over to the big event that is coming to El Paso. You're the gentleman that's in charge. You're putting it all together. Tell us about El Paso Comic Con that's coming down.
Website. Yeah. El Paso Comic Con, April 22nd to 24th. We're bringing in, this is one of our better lineups. I mean, we've always had good lineups, but this is probably one of the better ones we have. The big one being Will Shatner. We're bringing, and I don't really think I have to go into explaining who he is.
No, Captain Kirk is coming to El Paso.
Yeah.
I've already told you that. I'm going to be there. I'm
Denny
bringing up the guests
for
right
you
now.
Boston legal fans.
There you go.
Giancarlo Esposito, who, way back to Do the Right Thing, he was bugging out. He was in Breaking Bad, of course, as Gus Fring. You probably know him more recently as Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon, yes.
Yeah, in the Mandalorian.
I still remember him as Gus on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Yeah. And then we got, if you're into the whole sci-fi thing with aliens, we got Giorgio Tsoukalos, who is pretty much the face of Ancient Aliens, him with his crazy hair. The one I think you want to talk about,
Mick Foley.
Mr. Foley, yeah. Cactus Jack, Mankind. I don't know. I think he's the only wrestler to ever wrestle in one event with all three personalities.
Yes, he came in a Royal Rumble and he was Cactus Jack, Mankind, and also Dude Love.
Yeah, that's the one I can never remember.
Dude Love. I always remember that one.
Yeah, that's going to be big. He's, I believe he's in the Hall of Fame. So
yes, WWE Hall, and so is William Shatner.
Yeah, he is.
Uh-huh.
Totally different reason. You don't see Shatner going off the top rope, but.
And then also on this list, Danny Bonaducci, my favorite guy I love to hate. But you know what? I respect him. You know,
you and Donny Osmond both hate him.
Who likes Danny Bonaducci? Who's like, oh my God, I'm a Danny Bonaducci fan. No, you respect the guy for all the work.
He's a DJ also. So
yeah,
he transitioned into that whole DJ thing after his Partridge Family success. Then we have a ton of voice actors. Anime and manga is so hot right now. Mm-hmm. We try not to overload in any one genre, but we have to answer to what people are asking for, and people just want so much anime that we try to bring in a ton of voice actors, and I believe we have 5 or 6 this year. 5 or 6 prominent
Aaron
ones.
Roberts. You said Monica Ritt?
Yeah, Mike McFarlane. Austin Kendall.
Is he related to Seth?
He probably wishes,
probably wishes.
Or Todd.
No.
Yeah.
And Sam De La Rosa, who as well.
Yeah, well, Sam De La Rosa is an artist. He got famous for doing Venom Lethal Protectors, which this last movie was kind of sort of based on. And for another artist, we're bringing in Mike Golden, who this is El Paso Comic Con's 40. We like to call it the 40-ish, because the very first one was way back in 1981. The first one in the convention center was in 82. So we're kind of playing on that as our 40-ish anniversary. And Mike Golden was one of the first artists. And so was Sam De La Rosa back in 82. We tried to bring as many as the original artists back in, but 40 years ago, these guys they're kind of old, and a lot of them don't want to come back out because of the COVID scare. They're in their 80s, 90s, and they just don't think it's worth it for them to come out. So they're staying home. But those two guys are coming.
All right, we're going to come back here to us here. So, Troy, I just wanted to say, since 82, how does this be successful? How did it go? And I'm going to say, how was COVID's effects from a couple of years and how that hurt or not hurt?
Well, we were lucky enough to talk to the original guy who put on the 81, El Paso Comic-Con. And I've posted some material that he sent me from there, from posters to events guides and different things. And, it started out in like a little hotel. Then I think the second year he went into the convention center. Then it actually changed names at one point. It was El Paso Fantasy Festival. And then there was a long stretch of time where there wasn't a Comic-Con at all in El Paso. And then the owner before us brought it back around 2010. Then I believe it was around 2016, 2017. He was like, oh, this is my last one. I'm not doing it anymore. So we talked to him. We bought the rights to do business as El Paso Comic-Con in El Paso. And since then, we've had it. And every year for us, it got bigger. We started out in the convention center with only renting halls B and C, and then we had to expand to A, and then we had to get both panel rooms. I mean, every year it keeps getting bigger and bigger for us until COVID hit. And that was, everything shut down in March of that year. We were supposed to have the event in April, and we'd already paid for all the advertising and everything up to that point. And then they told us, well, you can't have it. And then there was a year and a half, 2 years, we couldn't have an event there. So and we'd already paid for all that advertising. And, they ran the ads. So yeah, I can't fault them for keeping the money. They ran the ads. They did what they were supposed to do. It's just, we were kind of out of that. So for the next one we did, the very next time we were able to do it was September 2021. It just happened late last year. We really dug deep into the bank account because we don't really have big sponsors. This is pretty much all financed by our retirement funds and, taking bottles back, for exchange and aluminum cans, anything we can do to pay for it. And we had to scrape the bottom of the barrel. We pulled off the one in 2021. It went pretty well, and enough that we were able to do this one coming up in April. So yeah, the COVID, like you were saying, it really hit hard, but we had to scrimp and save, and we made it happen in 2021. It was successful enough for us to do this one in 2022.
Well, Troy, I got to ask this: how many small Comic Cons do you think got hurt, or may not come back because of the way COVID played out?
A lot of them. I've seen.
What would you say, percentage wise?
I would probably say 20 to 30%, and that's probably conservative. Just that I know of events, and not just Comic Cons, just any small events, pop culture wise, that they couldn't weather that storm, and now they just closed their doors. A lot of businesses too.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to get to some of I want to get back to Mick Foley and some of the other part because I know the
this
sports
is sportscast, right?
Yeah, well, but still, you and I can talk pop culture all day, but I let Joey do that. I'm not going to go into his realm. My realm is this one, but I do have to ask: if you ever thought of upgrading the name like El Paso Las Cruces Comic Con or something like that?
Well, we had Las Cruces Comic Con before El Paso.
Mm-hmm. So you own both rights?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we ran a couple of Las Cruces Comic Cons and did well enough with those that when the past owner of El Paso Comic Con said he was folding up and quitting, that we felt confident enough to jump in and take over. As far as naming it Las Cruces El Paso Comic Con, we're keeping them separate because we and this will be exclusive to you. I haven't told anybody.
Oh, look what I ran into.
We actually have a meeting. We've been having meetings, but we have another one tomorrow with the Las Cruces Convention Center to hold a pop culture themed event in the convention center. So if they can,
would it be like a South by Southwest, something like that? Or
I until I have a contract, I won't say.
You won't say. Okay.
It will be a pop culture type event similar to a Comic-Con. But if they show us numbers that work for us, it's a done deal. They just have to show us what they're going to charge, because people don't know, we have to rent the convention center.
Yeah.
Those venues aren't free.
No, they're not free. No, they make money a certain way. Yeah.
They charge you for every pipe, every drape, every table, every chair, the air you breathe.
Yeah, no.
They charge you for everything. And I mean, that but they're a venue. That's what they're supposed to do. And I can't get mad at them. That's their business. If you don't like it, go to a different venue. But they have everything in-house that we need for that event. So if they, like I said, if they meet our price, we'll have it. So yeah, we haven't told anybody about that yet.
Well, now you guys know just for watching,
Yeah.
and now you're going to share this and say, hey, I here's the guy who's going to do that. So I'm holding him to it. Joey will have more on this on Thursday, by the way, when we're at his place, because I'm going to remind Joey to say, ask him how it went with the city, because then I want to know.
Actually, what's going on? All these sports guys are going, what the heck's a Comic-Con?
Well, hold on.
I thought you were going to talk about football.
No, we're going to get to that. But okay, but let me put it this way. And the reason I bring this up, because a lot of these festivals, and let's just talk about Comic-Con, have related. There's been like a lot of sports memorabilia things. Before it used to be the card shows.
Mm-hmm.
And cards have kind of died down a little bit, to say the least, although
they're recently, the past year or so, they've been making a huge comeback.
Okay. Well, the reason I bring that up is because I found a Barry Sanders rookie card not that long ago. And
keep it. If it's in good shape, get it graded.
I'm going to have to ask you to help me do that, because I have no clue how to do any of that. I'll bring these cards that I had, and so you can grade them for me, and I'll figure out where to go from there. But here's the thing. A lot of people say, like, for example, you're bringing Mick Foley in from WWE, okay? And then they say, why would not bring more sports people involved? Is that because it's kind of like a defined line where you go from that? Or are you trying to appease the masses and try to bring every part of it?
Yeah, well, a little bit of both. A lot of these guys are crossover. Like Mick Foley he's been on Say Yes to the Dress.
Yes, there you go.
He's written comic books and
Big
children's
Show
books.
has been on Disney or Netflix series, something like that.
And, honestly, these wrestlers, they're
entertainers.
really good actors and entertainers. There's a lot of crossover, on things like that. But we were really hesitant in the beginning to bring in wrestlers. And, we were just like, that's really not pop culture. That's not Comic-Con. And shouldn't we? And I think the first year we brought in Jake the Snake and Vicky Guerrero, and the response to those guys was just crazy, especially with Vicky Guerrero being an El Paso native. And they were both great, and people loved them. So we started bringing in more wrestlers. And now we're looking at other genres like, hey, should we maybe look over here too? Should we bring in people from rock bands? Should we bring in people from this? Should we? So
but like I said, this is like what it's become now. Like the big
pop
festival
culture is huge.
Like the big festival in Austin, right?
Yeah.
So you look at that one and you bring everybody from all platforms in.
Right. The problem with the sports stuff that we've ran into, they run their things differently. They're mostly a signing event. You bring them in, you pay them X amount to sign this many things. Mm-hmm. So they'll come in, they sign, they leave. So it's really a lot for dealers. It's really hard to get somebody from sports to an event unless they've crossed over, like we've talked with Hulk Hogan, we've talked with Dennis Rodman, people like that who have been in both worlds. It's easier.
Has Dennis Rodman ever come to one of your?
We were going to have him pre-COVID, and
what's he doing right now? Let's get Dennis Rodman in here.
He was in some Super Bowl commercials.
He was. That's what I'm saying.
And then Hulk Hogan had a surgery.
It feasible that we could bring Dennis Rodman in?
Yeah, it's totally feasible. We were actually looking at it. We had him and Hulk Hogan. We were looking at. Then Hulk had some kind of knee surgery and couldn't make it. Yeah. And we were talking to Dennis Rodman's reps, and then COVID came.
Okay, I'm going to bring up a name going back in our day, and I mean, you and I are pretty old enough so we can do this. Jim Brown. I think ever since Jim Brown left the NFL to do TVs and movies, you always have had these sports athletes that go back and forth. And the one no bigger until the 90s when he had a big trial was O.J. Simpson to do that stuff. Heaven forbid you bring him. Okay, I'm not telling you to bring him, but that's how it was. They were getting used to being a part of these things because they were other things. He was Police Squad, he was movies, other stuff, and now it seems like every athlete has found a way to transition themselves that way, one way or the other, if they move it on to the next part.
Yeah, I mean, they start planning the second phase of their career.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
is usually broadcasting, and then
or analyst, or like you said in the movies, Brian Bosworth tried it.
Yeah,
he made a couple of movies.
Lyle Alzado. Remember Lyle Alzado? That man had more steroids than anybody else, but it was worth watching. Sorry. If there's a Raiders fan out there, they're about ready to get really mad at me and say, "What do you say about Lyle Alzado?"
Yeah, there you go. No, he was a great player.
He was a great player.
He took a lot of steroids.
Yeah, he did.
Among other substances.
But John Matuzak. I mean, I could sit here and name all these other ones, but you think if you get a Rodman type, that would be something that would draw some people in after that? I mean, just because of the sheerness of his.
He's a household
You know,
name.
your wife has already made it clear this is going to happen. I don't know why you haven't come out with this exclusive to say, hey, sports fans, Dennis Rodman might be coming to Las Cruces in El Paso area.
Yeah, it won't be this year. But, somebody like him, those guys are household names. Even non-sports people, if you throw out the name Dennis Rodman, they go, oh, I know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
They might not know his whole history and how crazy he is and everything else, but they know that name.
Here's the biggest name, Mike Tyson. Could you get him?
I have not seen anybody rep him, but he's also crossed over. He had a cartoon, the Mike Tyson Mysteries.
There you go. He was on Shark Week, putting a shark to sleep.
He's been in movies.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. Heck, I'll even take Evander Holyfield at this point, you know?
Yeah. I wonder if we get a discount because he's, well, yeah.
Oh, a little off the top.
Yeah.
There we go. We can do this all day. We're going to lose track here, so I want to make sure in the next few minutes before we wrap it up that I get this right. No, but I mean, these are suggestions you'd like to hear, and you want to hear from people all the time. So I tell you what, throw a suggestion on Facebook, and I will get a hold of Troy, and I'll get you tickets to El Paso Comic-Con. You got a pair you wanted to give away?
I actually have 2 pair.
2 pair. All right. So you can watch this later, comment later. Troy and I will go back and look and see who you want to bring. Any sports figure that you think would work great for El Paso Comic-Con. You're on Twitter. You're on our Facebook. You're on YouTube. I don't care. Let us know, and we will gladly bring that suggestion to Troy, and you'll win tickets to El Paso Comic-Con to see William Shatner and Nick Foley.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? If he starts doing his Airport 2 stuff, we're flying. We're off. Hey, I'm still the guy hoping you bring David Letterman in too. That'd be amazing to get him.
Yeah, he's shied after his show was over. He kind of shied away from.
Okay, we'll take Jay Leno.
Actually, Jay Leno, he's a. I don't want to say the word, but he loves the media.
Yeah,
he will. He would probably come for the right amount, but I'm afraid he would probably be buku bucks.
Buku bucks. Yeah, no problem. Hold on, we're getting some comments right now.
Oh, good.
There you go. We want Danhausen, the wrestler from AEW.
The wrestlers are a lot easier to get than the pro baseball, pro football type people. So that's totally doable.
All right. Tell us who you want. Baseball stars. Baseball would be great. Steve Garvey. Well,
yeah, any of the old ones. Sammy Sosa.
Any of the
big names.
Ooh, yeah.
They're controversial, but
they're controversial, but they Rafael Primero, if that's the case too, while you're at it.
So, Canseco.
Ken Griffey Jr. would be the best, I think.
Yeah. I'm a Cincinnati fan, so
he played for the Reds.
His dad started for the Reds.
Yeah.
And he went to Seattle, but he came
back.
Then he
came back. Yeah, no. Or that kid that played in Little Big League.
We can get the Sandlot kids.
Yeah, you know what? Don't say that because you draw that, you're gonna have everybody there.
No, they had him in Albuquerque.
They did all of them
except for the main guy, the You're Killing Me Smalls guy.
You're Killing Me Small guy.
They had all the rest of them. They had Hey and all that. But the one you want to get is You're Killing Me Smalls. That guy. Some
of the kids from the Mighty Ducks.
I've seen them. A lot of times when they do those, they bring them in as a group, as a nostalgia thing.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like a Mighty Ducks signing or meet and greet type thing. So those have happened at other events. That's easily doable.
All right, I want you to bring those tickets up. How much are they going for, so people know and why they want to get them now and not wait? Well, this is where you pull it out now when you get your tax return to get it taken care of.
What these are the easiest way we found to do it, since we don't know what days people can go, and we don't want to. That way, we don't have to pull out individual days. They allowed us to make up vouchers. So you can take one of these vouchers up to the box office and trade it in for any single day ticket, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And the price is, depending on the day, it differs. Friday's
$20, Saturday $35,
and Sunday
$30.
Yeah, so depending on which day you pick is the value. But, you might work Friday and Saturday, can only go on Sunday. So you can trade it in for a Sunday ticket. What
about Twisted Tunes, voice actors? That read movie scripts and character.
I know their rep. We've talked to them a few times. It's hard to get a lot of them available on the same weekend. But yeah, if you ever seen the Twisted Tunes guys, they are incredible. They give them they give you a script to read, and then they tell you to read it in a voice that's like completely wrong for that character.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. As you can tell, I'm leaving the ticket prices up here. Get your tickets now. If you go to El Paso Comic Con, you can purchase them online, right? Mobile devices, everything else
Yes.
too.
Yeah, you can go through El Paso Comic Con and click the Get Tickets link. Go to Ticketmaster.com and look for El Paso Comic Con. Either way, it's fine.
All right. So for those of you that keep commenting, any guests that you can think of, let us know. We'll get you set up with the tickets. I'll put you in contact with Troy, and then you'll head over to Zia Comics to pick them up there so you can get them yourself. Make sure that they're taken care of. So we're good. And then I would recommend this. I know I could sit here all day, but Troy's going to have a bigger, longer, extended version of a show. And I appreciate him bringing Mick Foley. Appreciate him looking at those sports athletes. Dennis Rodman, your wife's already said. I'm surprised he's not,
That might be 2023.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2022. Just know.
I looked at the budget. It's probably going to be 2023.
Well, then I got to take my house mortgage. No, just kidding. I'm not doing that.
I mean, if you want to sponsor, we'll bring him in.
No. I think bringing the worm in would be amazing.
Dennis Rodman, brought to you by Adams Radio Group.
Yeah, no, if that's
Make it happen, Adams.
Hey, how much do you think I can get? If I get OJ Simpson, then what do I get for that?
I'll give you VIP tickets, but yeah, as long as Adams Radio Group pays
It's
for
a
it, we'll
slash of a deal. You don't want to.
Ooh, yeah.
Just kidding. No, for sure he'll never come.
We
No.
won't stick it to you.
Wow. Troy and I could do this all day. You're going to have much more of a fun conversation on Thursday. Tune into Hot 103, our very own Joey gets to interview this man. They talk everything pop culture. He's going to really break down the anime part, break down everything from all the guests, and talk everything pop culture. Coming up this week, we had a Super Bowl that brought everyone out and a halftime show that I'm sure you were just going, no, you know.
Yeah, that hit right in my wheelhouse.
First song that it played, everyone knew what was coming. So,
No.
talk about TikTok blowing crazy. How much did that song get played on streaming platforms everywhere?
I'm sure the downloads went through the roof. The only one I'm not up with the newer music. So Kendrick Lamar, I was kind of, who's that guy?
Oh, Kendrick Lamar is a genius.
But he's
that
won.
guy.
I looked him up. He's won 30 some Grammys or. Yeah, I
Oh
just.
my God,
didn't-
he was
I
a
didn't
hell
recognize
of
his
a
song.
lyricist. He was just he was great.
But I grew up with Dre and Snoop and
Yeah, but 50
Eminem and 50.
and 50. No, he looked like $1, not a 50.
Yeah. Well, he was pretty swole. If you look at his waist, he had the thin waist. He just
I'm like
he
he
was-
bulked up.
yeah, he was bulk, not defined.
You're
but
gonna
he had the bulk.
you want this conversation to continue Thursday, Hot 103. Go to the Facebook
Still wouldn't
page.
fight the guy.
By the way, you get to see this video. You got a lot of videos, a lot of things coming up for Zia Comics. How can people find you? Get a hold of you.
Well, we have our website, ziacomics.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Zia Comics. And our main one, YouTube/Zia Comics, where we put up all our videos. And I got a ton of videos backed up. I just got them ready to go. We're going to have probably one a day for the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Troy, thank you so much for joining us. We have a lot of things to share. Tell us, comment. You put that comment in, we're going to get you taken care of, get those tickets. So comment on any of the platforms that you're watching us on, Twitter as well. We'll get you taken care of, and then I'll get a hold of Troy and make sure that you get taken care of. That's going to wrap it up for our Mesilla Valley News Sports Podcast from the Broken Spoke Tap House. I'm heading off to another game, so I'll talk to you later. We'll return back in 2 weeks at our new time. We don't get a halftime show. No. 6 o'clock. We'll be back on 2 weeks from now. I'm off to Nashville, so I'll tell Troy about all of your friends and country music there from your home. I forget you're an Indiana boy, so you know all these really well.
I do.
All right, enjoy this delicious burrito, by the way. It's for you, buddy, just for visiting here. Look
It
at that, the
looks- it smells
calabasitas
good.
and everything else. All right, it's all yours, buddy.
Smells so good.
Chef Mark did an amazing job. You can get yours here tonight, Broken Spoke Tap House. For Mesilla Valley News Sports Podcast, I'm Ernesto Garcia. We'll see you next